Hey everybody, Dylan Reich here. I got a little bit of a finger picking exercise for you today. This one comes out of my fingerstyle guitar workout series I put together a little while back. There's dozens and dozens of exercises in there. This is just one of them. I'm going to show you how to play it. You can use it as a warm-up, play around with it, move it around different chords, use it however you like. It's going to get your fingers moving. And I'm also going to sneak in here a little bit of an extra lesson. Okay, there's a moral to the story, if you will. Okay, so first, let's start with the easy bit. This hand over here. E, we're just gonna do two chords. E, major, and then A, sus2. One chord, second chord. That's all that hand's got to do. All right, now the trickier bit. So with my picking hand, I've got my E chord over here. With my picking hand, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to line up my thumb at the 6th string. My index finger is going to play the 5th string. Second finger is going to play the 4th string. And third finger is going to play the 3rd string. So they've kind of I got 4 strings in a group and 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. So they've got kind of, each finger is assigned a job here, right? And I'm going to play the 6th string. Then I'm going to play the 4th string. So I'm using my second finger. Right? So I skipped over a string. Then I'm going to go back to the 5th string, which was my index finger. And then 3rd string, which was my 3rd finger. So I'm doing this motion, right? Thumb, middle, index, ring finger. Okay, now here is the little beginnings of the moral to the story I mentioned before. Okay, so I always use the analogy of, when a little kid is learning to read, every word is a group of letters, right? The word apple, they've got to look at every letter individually. A, P, P, etc., right? But after you've learned the word, your brain doesn't have to think 5 things anymore. You just see the word and your brain says apple, right? 5 things, you zoom out and it becomes a word, right? The letters become a word. Word becomes phrase. Phrase becomes sentence, paragraph, on, and it becomes way easier to process. Your brain doesn't have to do every individual entity at once, right? And that is what I want you to do here. So this little move, this is 4 things, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I want us to do is to do this so much that this blurs into becoming one thing, right? Just like letters become a word. So if I said, do the thing, you do this. Do the thing. Do the thing again, right? It's now one thing. Okay, so it's going to take a little time to get there, but that's our goal, is that this just becomes one thing that we can execute whenever we desire. Okay? So here's what I'm going to do with my new thing. Is I'm going to do it here. Then I'm going to move up 1 string. So my hand is just going to move up to the 5th string now. My thumb is at the 5th string. And I'm just going to do the thing again. Exact same move. I'm just on these middle 4 strings now. Like that. Then move up 1 more string. This time my thumb's at the 4th string. Do it here. Now move back. Thumb is at the 5th string. Do it here. Okay? And then we just do all of those. Becomes a nice little pattern, right? And then we do that twice, and then I'm going to change chords. Remember my chord change. This one is even easier. I'm going to start at the 5th string, do the thing. Move up to the 4th string, do it again, and just alternate those. And you put it together, you get this. Right? So that is the exercise. So you can, use that, like I said, how you want. But the bigger picture takeaway that I want to plant this seed in your head in this lesson is that process of letters becoming words, words becoming sentences, right? Because sometimes people, especially when they're self-taught, and it's obviously not everybody, but some people end up playing music one note at a time, just left to right, 5, 7, 2, 3, 1, 2. And it reminds me of reading a book one letter at a time with no groupings and no context and no function. And it kind of gets you in the ballpark of the song, but it is also very hard. Like, it's just a lot of thinking. Like this is an example for you. It's like, if I was trying to think about this, if I got the tab to this exercise and I was trying to process it one note at a time, there's a lot of notes going by very fast. And I'm trying to think, 0, 2, 2, 1, thumb, middle, index, ring, 6th string, 4th string, 5th string, 3rd string, what's next? Everything is like, it's like you've got smoke coming out of your ears trying to process it at that speed, right? Which is why when we learn these foundational concepts, it allows us to kind of zoom out and we don't have to think as much. So in this case, this hand, even though it's playing dozens of notes, note, all over the place, this hand is really just doing one thing. It's just doing this move. That's it. And it kind of moves a little bit around, right? So it's doing one thing essentially. Over here, same thing, right? In the beginning, you got to think about this finger and this finger and this finger. That's 3 fingers and your thumb's doing something. And there's all this stuff. But eventually, this just becomes E. It's just one thing, E, right? That's the same process. And then same deal with this A sus2. Again, right? Starts off as a couple of notes and it becomes a chord. And so now I've got 2 chords, but again, we zoom out another level and it's not just one chord and another chord, it's a progression. Okay, so this is kind of one thing itself. It's one progression. In geeky music terms, we call this 1 to 4. Okay? And it's so familiar of a sound and a thing you've done 10 million times, that you can do it all over the place. So in essence, this hand is doing one thing, just playing a 1-4 chord progression. This hand is doing one thing, which is this little finger picking move. So that's why it's so much easier to process, right? I'm not thinking about every note like from scratch. Do you know what I mean? And this is why we learn stuff like scales and keys and triads, all that stuff, right? We're not really learning the scale usually so that you can just play up and down the scale all day long. It's about learning the vocabulary, right? Because you will see little fragments of that scale and it will be familiar and you don't have to learn it from scratch. When it shows up somewhere, your fingers will have done it many, many times and you just can do it. And not just your fingers, but you've heard that sound so many times that when you hear something show up in a song, you're like, oh, I know what that is. And you can get to the end a lot faster. So this wasn't intended to be a deep dive into that subject matter. It's just, I wanted to plant that seed because sometimes people have never heard this spoken before. And they watch their favorite musicians and they wonder, how are they remembering so much? And how are they able to think about so many notes when I myself am struggling to even get through this? Right? This is the process. This is why we learn that foundational stuff, keys and all that stuff I said. So just so that next time you hear somebody talking about that stuff, key signatures and diatonic harmony and all that stuff, keep that in the back of your mind, and it might help you to realize why you may want to learn those subjects. All right, so have fun with that exercise. Let me know what you think of it. Get your fingers moving, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.